So yeah, so we're soaking
Howdy. Ah, are you working the stand?
Yes, sure. Can I help you with
You're
anything?
not Simon Pavey, are you? I can tell.
No, not quite Simon Pavey.
It's the accent that gives it away.
I can give you a brochure within on the
No, it's all right. I saw the off-road school and I thought, oh, Simon will be here. I thought.
No, he's not here today.
Is he still in Portugal or has he got back yet?
I don't. He might be back this weekend actually. He wasn't back when we left, which was Thursday, to come up here. He wasn't back then, so he might be back now.
Ah, you obviously work for them then, or have you just been press gang?
No, World of BMW. Simon does all the off-road training. Kevin and I do all the road training.
Ah, you're Julia Sanders.
I am Julia.
Ah, pleased to meet you. Yes.
Pleased to meet you.
Your Mrs. I just rode around the world for Christmas.
Yes,
job. Yes.
Sort of. Yes. That's it. So we basically next door to Simon. He does off-road. We do road training. We do all the GlobeBuster adventure trips. So.
One thing I wasn't quite, because I did follow your trips, I must admit, but not in huge detail. But
sure.
When you ride, you're an instructor. You ride your own bike.
Yeah.
You've done plenty of off. You went around Europe. You went around South America pillion. That can't be right.
No. How it first worked out was Kevin taught me how to ride, and within 6 months of me learning, we went off and did a trip on an R80 around South America. But at that point in time, I rode pillion because I didn't feel I had enough sort of nous and experience to do it. We did the 2 world records, and I was pillion for that. And then when we finished the world records, I got my own Dakar. And then so since 2004, we've been riding separately, doing the trips. So yeah. So originally, it started off doing a lot of it pillion, but now I do a lot of it doing my own thing.
There's a certain amount of boredom doing 2,500 miles on pillion, and complaints from the rider that you're messing up his line as well.
yes, but you see, my job was to try and keep him awake and things.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
No, I mean for sure, I wouldn't go back to riding pillion, but at the time it was, the best thing that we could do under the circumstances,
So you've got an F650 Dakar?
I did. I'm on a 1200 GS now. So.
How does that work then?
Very well.
I was thinking, you like very tall heels or what?
No, balls in my. I mean, I'm not flat-footed on the ground, but balls in my feet down. So it's, fine. It's a good bike. Love it. Like it better than my 650 for sure.
Any more records in the offing?
No.
I think you've done your scare of roll records, haven't you?
We have, and we just now basically going around the world, taking other people along routes and stuff that we've done.
Oh, because you were doing tours, weren't you?
Yeah. So
crackerjack.
So
yeah, I've some of that. It's interesting.
Obviously, we started off. Transamerica's was the main thing that we've always, the world record and everything for, which is this.
Oh right, so yes, but you can actually sort of sign on with you guys to ride the length of the Americas.
Yeah. So you can do Anchorage all the way up and all the way down, and we now do Trans-Canada, which is this trip across. This is primarily high Andes. This is all riding in the Andes trip. We now do Africa here, South Africa, and we set off in April. We're doing London to Beijing with a group in April. So we do London to Beijing now, and also London to Singapore. So lots of goodie stuff.
Wow.
I'll keep that.
I was going to say, London to Beijing.
Yeah.
I mean, the paperwork must be a full-time job.
It is a full-time job. It's driving my head in, I have to say. There's a lot of stuff. That particular trip, we say to everybody, for God's sake, don't trash your bike, don't get it stolen, because the Chinese have got all your bike details now. All your permits are written out for those bikes. If you can't get there on those bikes, you can't get in. It has to be
that bike.
you with that passport, so don't lose your passport either. That passport number on that bike with that reg, that VIN number, or else none of it'll fly, basically. So, so we leave on 17th of April. We're leaving from the Ace here.
From here?
Yeah, we're leaving from here Saturday, 17th of April. And 3 months on the road to Beijing.
So was that based on talking to Simon about his Trans-Oriental thing and saying that'd be a really cool trip to do?
I mean we'd had the idea on paper to do it before then, and the Tibet sort of side of it is not an area that Simon had been to before anyway.
You're going through Tibet?
Yeah, we're going through Tibet.
And the Chinese let you go through Tibet?
So far, so good, yeah.
Wow.
Again, and that's what I mean by the paperwork and everything in
yeah,
advance for it. It's
yeah.
massive.
Wow.
So, yeah. So no, you know, fingers crossed. We
okay,
get
chaps,
to go.
no, I love the Dalai Lama t-shirts, whatever you do.
We get to go, we get to ride to Everest Base Camp, and we get to go into Lhasa.
You get to ride to Everest Base Camp. Now that's not been done before, has
well,
it?
we did it on foreign plated bikes. It's very difficult. I mean, you do have tour companies that say you can fly into Tibet itself, and there are tour companies that highlight, you know, 250s or 450 dirt bikes, and they will take you on, say, like a 10-day trip where they'll include Everest Base Camp on it. On a foreign plated bike, I don't know. Kevin and I arrived there last year, March. I don't know how many foreign plated bikes have made it to Everest Base Camp on the Chinese side. I don't know. I wouldn't say that we were the first necessarily, but it's very rare.
Wow. So I mean, so that leads to another question, because I'm looking at this. I mean, you've got each one of those expeditions. If I suddenly got an idea in my head and said, I'm going to ride the length of the Americas. I'm going to go from Alaska down to Tierra del I reckon it would take. I reckon I'd spend about a year planning it and getting it sorted out, and then I'd spend 6 months doing it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I probably wouldn't be doing all the other things I'm supposed to be doing, like running a business in Wales. And you're doing about 7 of these.
Yeah.
So either you've got them outsourced and you've got other people leading them.
Yeah.
Or there are 3 of you and you're a clone.
We do. We have got an extra person working with us now. All the trips that we do, basically either we've researched or we've been on, but we don't personally go on every single trip now. We
I was going to say there aren't enough days
we do
in there.
We do have people now that work with us and who specialise in running a particular trip. Which,
are you still actually doing the bike training then? Because that was the thing you started.
Yeah.
I mean,
Down in Wales. So, and if you've been and done the off-road school before.
I did the level 1, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you've got the new brochure and everything for it.
Oh, there's a new one. Oh, you're in there, are you?
Yeah.
That's only
This is the new brochure with all the 2000.
I haven't been to the bike show for a couple of years. I decided it was a waste of effort. But
so this is the new brochure. It's got all the new off-road courses in the different levels. But what Kevin and I also do is run the road training school. So learners all the way through to the advanced rider training in the Brecons.
Yeah.
So
you've done your training course as well. You're now a trainer instructor.
No, I don't instruct, but I've done all my Rossborough Advanced and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So we do all that.
I find it's very useful on the road of bones, isn't it?
Yeah. and then these are the GlobeBusters. I mean, really, what you've got there is all the detail behind the trips that they've got in here.
That is brilliant. That's all right.
But those have got all the dates and everything. So if you want to come around and do some more off-roading, that's what you need.
Yes, I probably ought to.
You see, I'm weighing you down with too many things now, aren't
Well, no, I've got very large panniers on the bike, so I'll be all right. But that is brilliant. Thank you very much indeed.
Still do all those.
Well, there you go. You see, I'm thinking I've met Simon loads of times. He's a really nice chap, but he's not as interesting as you. So don't tell him I said that.
I won't say that to him.
Nice to meet you anyway. Cheers. Thank you very much indeed. Bye bye.